Hey, beautiful. Hello. Man, it's been a minute since I went live. Ooh, for very good reasons, which I'm going to share with you today. But before I do, I want to say hi. I missed you. I missed you. There's been so much going on behind the scenes, and that's actually one of the things that I'm going to be talking about today. I think one of the reasons that I haven't gone live for a little bit is what I'm going to talk about today is something that makes me nervous. So I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to roll my shoulders back. And if you are popping on live, I see some of you are here. Please let me know that you're here. Please talk to me, leave a comment, share with me your thoughts, because I think this is something really important that so many of us need to talk about. Because I know that so many women in my world are women like me that want to have it all, right? Like that are we're working hard and we're making money and we're building our businesses and we are building relationships and we want to have thriving marriages, and some of us are mamas, and like there's so much that's going on. Hey Lisa, hi, hello. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Awesome. I feel really good to be surrounded because by like-minded women that are like me, that like we have a deep desire inside of us, right? And I just want to start by saying that I'm really proud to be a woman that has it all. Like, and this is something that has been scary for me to say out loud. Right? Like I have an awesome business, I have a loving marriage, a beautiful family, I have really cool friends. And like honestly, I can do whatever I want to do. I can basically buy whatever I want, right? But a lot of people in this world don't have that experience, right? And then on top of that, there are a lot of things that are really bad and wrong in this world, right? Some of those things I don't have to name, but I'm going to say them anyway, right? Like obviously there's a war, there's more than one war going on, and there's poverty and institutional racism and illnesses and pandemics, and like the list goes on and on and on. So this question that I've been going back and forth with myself about, with my husband about, is like, how do you feel good, right? About making your dreams come true? How do you feel good celebrating everything that you're building, all of your achievements, making lots of money, having luxurious experiences, buying real estate, like having an amazing relationship, having the best sex that you've had in your entire life, right? Like these are all things that are going on in my world and in my clients' world. How do you just like be in that high vibe, excited celebration, like, yes, the universe is amazing, when so many other people aren't having that experience, right? Like, and I want to talk about it's why it's actually super fucking important, why it's like necessary, why it's almost its own form of activism in a way, to keep winning and to keep enjoying our lives and to keep growing and keep making money and keep making things better, and celebrating and bragging and keep building that energy and that reality around us, even while the world burns. And I'm already feeling like really emotional about this. So if you're watching, if you're popping on live, just leave a comment, say your name, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're feeling today, because this is a really important topic. And for those of you that are new to my world, first I want to say hi. I'm Michelle Kanan. I've recently been dubbed the Have It All Queen, and I am running with that shit. I am like, that is what's up. So I'm the Have It All Queen. I'm also the founder of the Embodied Satisfaction Method. So I teach you how to have it all, right? I teach you how to have it all, just like me, in your relationship, in your business, and your life, so that you will be moaning, yes, 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 all day long, as you really finally get to enjoy and just have like the juiciest experience ever of marriage and relationship, of making money and motherhood on your own terms, guilt-free, totally satisfied, the way that you were truly meant to. And if you want to see what this looks like for you using my embodied satisfaction method, just shoot me a DM, Mama. We will chat. We will talk about it. I can't wait to share more with you. But let's get into it right now. Okay. So we're going to be talking about how to have it all and why it's so freaking important to keep thriving, to keep winning, to keep celebrating, even while the world burns, especially while the world burns. Because look, one of the reasons that I haven't been on is because I've kind of been, hey Melinda, I've kind of been in a trauma response. So some of you might know, some of you might not know. My parents are refugees from Russia, and they came here in the 70s, and I'm the firstborn American in our family. And my parents ran away from a communist dictatorship, a country where not only could they not be who they truly are, right? We're Jewish, that we couldn't practice our religion, but you couldn't say what you wanted to say. You couldn't think what you wanted to think. Saying your truth out loud could get you thrown in jail. Going to synagogue was a revolutionary act. You also couldn't own stuff, by the way. You couldn't like own a house or a car, or you couldn't go to the store and just like buy whatever you wanted. That just didn't exist. Like jeans on the black market were like a ludicrous amount of money. Food, like whatever food that you wanted to buy, just like wasn't available. My family, my parents, my entire family before me come from a country where you couldn't have anything. You couldn't own anything. Didn't matter how hard you worked. Like that's just not the way that things are. Apartments, you could live in my whole family, they lived in communist communal apartments where everyone shared a kitchen and a bathroom, but there were different families living in bedrooms, right? Like, and my dad, during World War II, he got evacuated to a village where the men could shower on Fridays and the women could shower on Saturdays in the bathhouse. And that was it. They didn't have running water. Like, this is my parents, right? This is the lineage that I come from. And here I have the audacity, the audacity to be the have it all queen. And I'm sharing this with you because sometimes we forget, like, because things are not right in the world, things are hard, people have less than what we have, people are struggling, laws are set up, institutions are set up to discriminate, to be unfair, to not let other people move forward at the same speed or have the same opportunities. Like, that is all true. And while all that is true, while all of that is true, we have so much at the same time too. And for those of you that might feel guilty or ashamed, or like it's wrong to want, or it's wrong to want more, or it's wrong to be proud of everything that you've built or that you have, or to just like have this feeling inside of you of like, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to like, be free to travel the world and do whatever I want. And I don't want to like live in the system the way that we've been taught to live in the system. Like, for those of you that have this voice or this energy inside of you that's just like, I want more, like, I'm just here to validate you. And I'm here to tell you how important it is to not only give yourself fucking permission to want what you want, but how freaking, hi Evelyn, but how fucking freaking important it is to value that and to be in gratitude of that, and to just like, yeah, be fucking like grateful and appreciative of everything that you do have, even if and even while other stuff is going on that totally sucks, and where other people are hurting and other people are in war and other people are getting sick. Like, that both of those things can exist at the same time. And it's so important for us to recognize and appreciate and be in that energy of our desire, or else we're going to lose all of the things that we have. We're going to start taking it for granted. We're not going to realize how it starts to get like eroded away. And like, there's so much stuff that we take for granted. And when I think about my family, right? Like, my parents, they came to this country with nothing, 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 nothing. Like, their government, the Russian government, told them that they could take only how much money they could take and check them for any valuables or heirlooms or any of those things, like in the lining of their coats. And like they couldn't have anything. They couldn't own a house. They couldn't own a car. They couldn't read the books that they wanted to. They couldn't work hard and save up money and buy things, right? I'm seeing Evelyn saying she's from Poland, same as mine. Like a lot of us come from those lineages. And even if you didn't, most of us have freedom and opportunity that past generations just never had, right? Like our ancestors did so many things to survive and move through and move forward for us to be here. And so it's really damn important that we honor what we have and appreciate what we have, and stay connected in the energy of like what goes on in our bodies for when we want something and when we celebrate what we have, and that it's not at the expense of all the shit that's going on for other people. Okay. And this isn't just a post about America, right? Evelyn saying Americans have the freedom, like, which is true, right? And it's a scary thing to talk about because I know that a lot of people are really angry and critical of our government and so many things going on. And that's true. That's 100% true. There's a lot of crap, a lot of really bad stuff that needs to change 100%. And we are so fucking lucky. We are so lucky. And the fucking best thing that we can do is take advantage of every opportunity that we have, of claim all of our desires, of work as hard as we want to, if you want to, or in whatever way that you want to make as much money as you want to enjoy your life the way that you want to buy the things that you want to, and to just like own that and be intentional about it and celebrate that, because that's how we propagate more and more of that. Like that's how we appreciate what we have when so many people out there don't have that. And this time has been it really stirred up a lot for me. Like a lot of intergenerational trauma came up around the, Russian Ukrainian war, and what's going on with this dictatorship, whatever you want to call it. But we, like, those of us that are from Eastern Europe, we know what's up. we see what's really going on. Like that, this is not something that's just going on far away, like over there. It's not just like some random war. Like this is really like a shift for and it's a scary thing of what happens when a different kind of societal structure starts to rear up and try to like take power. And most of us just don't know what we have here. Most of you don't know what you have. I also sometimes take for granted like everything that I have, and I want us to own that. Like the women that are in my world, that are watching this, that are in my communities, like I know that we're connected because we want an amazing life. We want it for ourselves, for our families, for our kids, for our friends, for our neighbors. Like we really care, and for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like one of the things that I teach in Embodied Satisfaction is about being fucking unapologetic about our desire, because even having desire, having the permission to have desire, to want things, to say it out loud, like a lot of you don't understand that that's a privilege. That a lot of people can't do that. They can't say those things, right? My parents grew up with their phones being tapped and with neighbors reporting each other for suspicious behavior, and like a lot of really crazy fucked up stuff. So I take everything like with so much appreciation that I have, and I'm advocating for, and I'm fighting for every woman that I know, every person that I know, to have the freedom to build whatever they want and do whatever they want and live however they want and love however they want and make as much money as they want and buy all the things that they want, and to just fucking like appreciate that. Now, at the same time, right, I learned a lot of fucked up stuff from from my family too, right? Because they had to work so hard. They came here with nothing, and they built their lives from nothing. And, piece by piece, dollar by dollar, relearning a whole system, a whole reality, savings accounts, owning property, tax, all that kind of stuff. They had to relearn that from nothing, right? So I had to unlearn that, right? Which is why the second the second pillar inside of my Embodied Satisfaction method is about activating the goddess, because Eastern European people, immigrants, They didn't know how to activate the goddess. They knew how to work as hard as fucking possible, right? Most of your parents, you watch your parents work as hard as possible and kill themselves and trade their time for money, and just like, try to, push so hard to have what they have. But there's another way, right? There's another way of learning how to receive, of learning how to surrender, of learning how to prioritize feeling good, and creating from that kind of place of making sure your quality of life is what you want it to be, the experience of it, and not just like the things that you own and like the things that you can buy, right? There's that like balance kind of there of using pleasure to create, of prioritizing your desire and what feels good and building a life from that kind of place, right? Which is so important. And again, there's so many people that can't do that. There's so many people that are fleeing from a war, and that are sick, and that are like, are in terrible, terrible circumstances. But you can, you can do that. I want you to know that you can do all those things and not to take it for granted. And in fact, in doing that, in deciding to do that, you are you're making sure that this system, I'm not talking about the American government now, you're making sure that this system of creation, you're making sure that this way that you get to create, and this other way of building your life becomes a standard, becomes well known by other people, right? Like that you become an example. Like one of the reasons that I do this work, and that I'm very honest and proud about everything that I've built, everything that I'm doing with my husband, the way that our relationship is, the way that I'm healing old trauma, and fixing different ways that didn't work for me, and saying no to what society is telling us and doing it my way, is because I want to be an example to every person that's watching this, that you can do that shit too, no matter what your background is, no matter where your parents come from, no matter how much money they had or didn't have, no matter what fucked up stuff happened in your life, that you also can do it, and you can do it your way, right? Like activating your blueprint of the goddess, like doing it in your way, that you can do that, and not taking for granted the opportunity that you have. I don't know how to say this enough. I don't know if I'm saying it too. I don't know. I'm just like, I really had to come on and like speak this. And it is scary to speak this. It is scary to see what is going on in other parts of the world, and not just feel bad automatically, because I do feel really, really bad, right? It's almost like the easy thing is to feel bad about what is going on in the world, and I get that, right? We're supposed no, we're supposed to. It's important to have compassion, right? And to feel your heart, and to like, and to really just, I'm not trying to ignore what's going on across the world. No, it's just that there's another way, right? To honor those people, and to honor what you have, and to make sure that other systems and other cultures and other ways of creating, of thriving, of being healthy, of standing up for what we want, of doing things in a way that feels good for us, and not just the way the government tells us to do things, or the society tells us to do things, or corporations tell us to do things, that we're that us being grateful, and us acknowledging, and us taking advantage of every fucking opportunity and every fucking privilege that we have, and doing it our way, and not just doing it the way that the system tells us to do. Like that is the tax. That is weird. That is the energetic offering that we give, so that like everything that we want that's good can keep running, and so that we are resourced enough, right? So that we are resourced enough, so that the things that aren't running, the things that do need to be changed, the things that we do need to fix, that we then have the resources to contribute the way that we want, and create the way that we want, and support others, and donate, and stand for what's right, that we are not just fucking stable, but we are thriving. And from that place, we can keep making those kinds of changes, right? Because I know that it's cool. I was talking about this with one of my clients. I know that it's fucking cool to complain about how everything sucks. And maybe cool is the wrong word. I know that a lot of people are in the energy of complaining about how much everything sucks, and a lot of stuff does, but we are so lucky and we have so much. All of us, if you are on a computer right now, if you're on Wi-Fi right now, if you are watching, like, as you know, right, Facebook censors a lot of stuff, like, but our government, like in Russia right now, they've just shut off all the independent news. They've shut off Facebook and Twitter and every social media channel because they're controlling like every bit of information. And it, and I know we talk about that we have lots of propaganda here, and we do. We do, right? We're not perfect, and Russia's evil. It's not that kind of thing, but it's so different, and we have so much more. Things are so much better than we make it out to be a lot. And to just like appreciate that. I'm going to use the word privilege, right? Because everyone uses privilege that it's like bad. It's a dirty word. It is. We're so lucky if you have privilege. If you have any kind of privilege, you are so lucky. Appreciate it. Use your privilege. Own your privilege. Don't be ashamed of it and try to protect. Own your privilege and fucking embrace it and work it to have everything that you want for yourself, for your family, for future generations, for your neighbors, for everybody that's in your world. Like, have it. Have it. If there's anything that I want to share, this is so messy. This is so messy. Oh my God. If there's anything that I want to share, it's that I want you to just fucking have permission. Give yourself permission to have it all, to enjoy it all, to embrace it, to be in total gratitude and an appreciation for everything. Because when you don't do that, you're wasting everything that you have, everything that's been given to you. You're holding out on yourself. You're holding out on your family. You're holding out on your clients. You're holding out on the fucking world. Stop it. Stop it. There's so much bullshit out there for so many people, and probably for you too. Whatever. I have my bullshit too, right? It's not like everything's only perfect. And still, I'm in such deep celebration and gratitude and just fucking like intentional about being conscious about having all of these things. And I want you to just, I know we say live your best life, and like all that. And someone just wrote, I honor it by living my best life. Yes. And live it even better. Like, have it all. Don't hold yourself back. Ask for what you want. Be fucking unapologetic and do it in a way that just like feels good for you, and do it in a way that brings you closer to the people that you love, and that brings you closer to your partner. And make him or her, whoever's watching, like, I know I usually talk to heterosexual couples because that's just like my zone of genius, but like, do it in a way that lifts you both up and that shows your kids like what's possible in relationship, and do things that you could never do if you're lucky enough to be in a relationship. You can do things that you just can't do by yourself. And if you're watching this, you're probably not in a war-torn country right now, and maybe your government is fiddling with some things, but there's not just like a blanket ban on social media and news that's only filled with government propaganda, right? You can watch CNN or Fox News or Al Jazeera or New York Times or whatever. You can still pick, and you can still go online, and you can still figure things out. And there aren't bombs being thrown at your houses right now. And you can fucking build a business on a mobile phone and make six figures, or not work and do whatever you want and have as little or as much money as you want. But just fucking like, especially because so much just is hard right now and sucks right now. And so many people can't. If you can, do it. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. Get more of it, and then do whatever you want with it. Do something amazing with it. Help others with it. Help your kids with it. Love your husband and your family more because of it. Like, this might be my messiest live ever. But I had to do it because I was so frozen. I was so frozen from like, everybody's suffering. What right do I have to brag about how my business is growing, about our vacation rental properties, our 2 houses that we just bought? Now we have 4 houses, like our new car. Like, what right do I have to brag about that? And all I want to say is that I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth, not because I want you to feel bad, not because I want to say I have more than you. That it's not about that. I just want every woman to feel free to celebrate what she has, to appreciate not only the privilege of being able to have what you want and be who you want and say what you want, but to be fucking unapologetic about it no matter what is going on, because we have to be. We have to be, or else we hold ourselves back. We have to be, or else we just make everything about suffering and not giving ourselves permission and weighing ourselves down and living this life where we can't, and the only reason that we can is because we're telling ourselves that we can't, when so many people out there can't because there's crazy forces against them for why they can't, but you can. So just stop telling yourself that you can. Be unapologetic about you, what you want. Activate your inner goddess. Be the woman that has the energy of doing it the way that you want to do, in a way that feels good. And for the love of God, please learn. Please let me teach you how to have a divine partnership where you're just really working together with the person that loves you the most, that wants to see you thrive the most, that wants to see you win, that wants to toast champagne with you every fucking day as you guys celebrate all of the wins, and you take advantage of and you own and you appreciate the kind of life that we have, that most of us have, that so many others don't. Woo! Okay, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. It's so fucking important that we keep thriving and appreciating and winning. That is the energy. Like, the world needs more of that energy, or else, I don't know if you guys saw Neverending Story and the swamp of despair. We can't let the swamp of despair just take over the world, because it makes us fucking want to give up. It makes us want to roll over. It makes us want feel like everything is fucking pointless, and it's not pointless. You are not pointless. So if you want more of this in your life, right? If you want to feel embodied in this way, if you want to feel deeply satisfied and in appreciation, I want you to DM me and let's talk about it. If you've been feeling stuck because of all of the craziness that's going on in the world, I definitely want you to DM me, because I totally get it. All of my trauma has been just like up here, and I'm just so committed to not stopping. I'm so committed to enjoying and to appreciating a life that so many people don't realize is like worth appreciating, and everything that's possible for all of us. So thank you. Thank you for joining me live. I'd love to talk to you more about this. I'd love for you to have this kind of experience in your life, in your marriage, in your business, in your mothering. So connect with me and we'll talk about it. I love you. And I'll see you next week. It's Turn On Tuesday. I'm back, and I'll see you next week.